As you feel yourself now in this time and place, I want you to please tell me the very first thing that you see or the very first impressions that you have as you begin to understand where you are and what is happening around you now. Okay. All right, are you there now?
I see light.
Okay, very good. Now, as you look at that light, does it have a color?
It's like a purplish blue with a white light, like a flashlight, blinking to the right of me, on and off.
Okay.
And then it stops.
Okay, let it stop. Now rest in that for a moment. How did that light feel upon you?
Like movement.
Like movement. Okay, keep your feeling on that light. Let's let it blink once again. And let that light guide you. If you need some help, we can count to 3, going from 1, getting closer to understand more 2, that blinking, that bluish purple to the right of you. And now, with your mind's eye, look towards it and know 3, what that is, what that means. Very good. Let it guide you.
It's a guide looking in on me.
Okay. Describe that guide.
I only feel the energy.
Okay, you can feel the energy. Very good. Very good. Ask that guide to identify themselves and ask if they have a message for you today.
Please identify yourself and let me know what your message is today. Metatron.
Metatron. Welcome, Metatron.
You will begin to learn more going forward.
Anything in particular?
A reminder to not rush. A reminder to be peaceful.
That's a good one.
A reminder to open and be in your heart.
So wonderful you're with us today and in our group. Do you have anything else for our group? That's something we could pass on to them. Is there anything more specific for Wendy herself?
She is on the right path. She's on the right path.
Oh, good. That was one of her questions.
The doorways are just in front of her, coming. They're coming. Soon she will be stepping through them.
Okay. And could you
It
give
feels
her...
like she can just reach out right now and just open the door. It's just beyond her reach.
Well, do you think it's a good idea we do it right now? Now that we're here together with you, it's always good to have your connection.
Let us Let us see. Her third eye does not allow for photos, images, as it were. I believe she has blocked. She's been trying to open her blocks from releasing whatever past life has shut it down. It's internal work for her to do. Well, willing to, we can assist her. She is willing for that to occur at this time.
Okay, so if you can facilitate that now, let's move forward and heal that part of her from the past life. The lesson is learned. She's ready to go. We're all chomping at the bit.
She is experiencing pain in her upper shoulders, her neck.
Do you assist her with that Metatron so she does not actually feel it? So that you can feel that as possible, please.
Thank you. That's released. From past lives of being hung, tortured, decapitated for having her gifts, for being called names such as witch, demon possessed. There is deep release going now. Release further demon possessed. She is an angel, an archangel of the white light. There is no demon possession in this being. Release those old fears. Release them, let them go. Her legs vibrate now from the release. The innate is being activated. Letting go of those past lives, shutting down your third eye. Opening up to the clear crystal vision. Crystal clear. Widening, opening, brightening. Release it. There is no pain associated with your third eyesight. You have the gift beyond knowing. You have the gift of clear vision. See it now opening to you. Let the sparkles come through. Let the screen play. See the screen beginning to open into your sight. Yes, that's the beginning of it. Let it continue. Clearing, opening with vision. Let the vast gray valley be washed away.
It doesn't belong here. It's crystal vision. Correct?
Let the black and white become color. Let the safety of the environment allow for the flow. Associate it with your technique of spoon bending. Allow, allow, allow. And now know that you see those images in front of you. Know that the information comes to you clearly. And so it is. And so it is. And so it is.
Can Wendy be confident that knowing is there now with her? Is this what you call clairsentient? This knowing that you've just gifted her with?
The body still clears.
Okay.
Many lives, many traumas. She still fights it, but it's there.
She fights the clearing?
Yes.
Okay.
She'll see images of buildings in the distance.
Okay. Images of buildings. What kind of buildings?
Like cityscape,
Okay. Is this her way of fighting it to distract herself?
Um, she wants to go through the buildings.
Okay. Will you assist her in your way, Metatron? This cleansing and clearing that you're doing? Aid her? There you go. Metatron, may I ask questions while you're doing this?
Yes.
Are you using that beautiful symbol we see often related to that configuration? The Metatron cube, I think they call it. Do you use this in this process?
I have many tools in my bag of tricks, so to speak. As a mechanic has a tool bag.
Ooh, I love that. And what are you
A
using?
drill for one, a screwdriver for another. However, it is my sacred geometry I use.
And for Wendy, for example, do you use something in particular according to each person? Or is this sort of a cleansing? Is there a tool you use in general?
The tool is for the being, the soul,
Mm-hmm.
as deemed necessary.
Okay.
It may be a seed of life. It may be flower of life. It may be the triangles, the archangel triangles of 12. You would see it as a star, 12-pointed star.
And for our dear Wendy, are you using those triangles due to her angelic?
We're using 6-pointed star for her right now. You can join in if you like and send light.
I am. I'm sending a huge smile, big lighted smile, and a triangle.
She laughs at the high vibration. She now sees glittering lights of magic realm working to her bottom right corner. It's wavering like this, wavering.
Okay.
Brighten it, brighten it, brighten it, bring it to the front view and open and clear.
Let's bring it forward and clear. Let's visit there. Don't be afraid. Bring it forward.
Clearing with the white light. Crown chakra. Clearing. Sending love. White light. Third eye opening. Spinning clockwise. White light opening, clearing, sending white light right into the third eye. She can't find it with her hand.
Give her a little hand there. Okay, I'm sending her a little help. 1, finding it. 2, you're feeling it. 3, you're there now, Wendy. You've got it now.
Connect with the heart. Feel that light. Clear sentience. You have clear sentience. You have clear sentience. You ask for clear sentience. You have clear sentience. This is your gift. There's nothing preventing you. You are not preventing you. This is your gift. Embrace it with your heart completely, fully. We are working on some connections to the brain. There is some work to be done there.
You describe it as you do so, please.
Like wires being reconnected.
Does she need to know why they got disconnected to prevent it in the future?
She came into this life knowing that they would be disconnected. She would have trauma as a child, concussions,
Okay.
and that those disconnections would occur.
Okay.
It was meant to, as she likes to say, find her trail of breadcrumbs. They were partially intact so that she would still have some aspects of her knowing, just not fully provided or given because of the journey Joy in the journey. There is joy in the journey.
Yeah, I'm following.
And now we're adding this to the joy in the journey as she is discovering that clear sentience, stepping into it more completely. She was getting those images in, like we like to say, the veil, a screen in front of images that she would see. And that screen was like a dark gray covering. And as we send light to the back of the head, she feels those connections reattaching. Yes, Mike. It may take her days for them to be fully intact.
Okay.
But she will have some aspect because she still has strength in her knowing. She does connect with her crystal skulls. They send her messages. And she also, she's Archangel Raziel, so she knows. She knows.
And are any of those skulls going to be particularly connected with this moment of connection on the back of the brain? Is there one that is with her now, especially?
The one's particularly in her hand now.
Oh, wonderful! Perfect. What could you give us her
As
name?
you can see,
She's lovely. It's a she, right?
it is Sheila.
It's Sheila.
Just as she has told Wendy.
Good.
It is Sheila.
Hello, Sheila. Thank you.
Wendy is very connected with the crystalline grid, with the skulls. They work with her not just in this dimension, but other dimensions. They work with her to assist other beings, higher dimensional beings, since she's from a higher dimension. They come to help her support this lower dimensional vibration. As she's been expanding and growing, her dimension access is increasing, and her access back and forth, the bridge, so to speak, between dimensions is not just a strand, not just a small, as you would imagine, in the woods, a cavernous crossing holding onto a string bridge with little wooden platforms. Her bridge is solid. It's solid as a road. It's solid as asphalt, that connection that she has access to. There is nothing hindering her from completely understanding and speaking with any of the skulls she desires to. And similar to channeling that she's doing of me at this time, she can do this with her guides. She can do this with her skulls. She can do this with the dragon world, with the elementals. It's an experimentational growth period that she's going through right now. By the end of the year, it will be so open to her that as the higher energies come to this level, she'll be more fully grasping them. The good news is, as we worked on her today, she'll get it faster. The information will come faster because those reconnections have occurred. The wiring is it's there, but the DNA connectivity, the activation of the strands into her nervous system from here to here, and within need to acclimate is the best word. They need to acclimate. So that's where she's at right now.
Perfect. And that will activate the DNA after that's all set.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes. We advise her to continue drinking her water with crystals.
Oh, wow.
We advise her to try to eat as much organic, whole foods. She's been moving this direction more, but there's still a lot of that cheat days of food that she should not have. She's eating cleanly. She's doing her protein shake, which is good. That is helpful. She could probably do 2 protein shakes, breakfast and lunch, if she desires. But there is, for these bodies, they really need less food than what we provide them as within the 3D physical beings. And I say we as the collective, not just her, the collective of humanity. Many people have been on the journey this last year, and an aspect of the COVID, and there are more things coming, which we are not discussing at this time, but it is coming, to bring people more into themselves, to consider their food choices, to start to resonate with their food, feeling the healthiness of what's going into the vessel. The more clear the vessel, the more clear the knowledge and the knowing. And for the group that we are all a part of, the resonance within that group is also pushing toward more clean eating. And I will jokingly reach out to our friend Raziel with his sugary sweets. Honey is a good sugary sweet. Refined sugars, not so much. Okay. But we also realize that we still have to keep sanity for the beings going through their processes, through their ascension, through their own ascension processes. So continue on your path to a cleaner whole foods type of living. Fresh fruits, fresh vegetables. Yes, continue to add lemon to your water. Hang on with the connection. I have to release some pain for her.
Okay, thank you. She needs it right now.
Okay. And so as we're moving forward with that cleaner living, the foods need to be blessed, and ask for white light to surround your food prior to you eating them, clearing out any of the additives that have been provided through the standard food processes today. She's getting some release out her right foot right now. Just cleared that.
Okay, when we bring the white light around our food, can we do that physically with our hands? How would you suggest we do that so it feels, so we can feel it, so it becomes...
I'm sorry, ask that one more time.
Could you give us a little more advice on how to bring that white light around our food? Should we actually physically bring it with our hands?
You can use your voice. If you like a sensation of that 3D mentality of a feeling, you can put your hands over it, bless it. I mean, it's, old-fashioned prayer. You can bless it. We are connected. We are connected with Source as a aspect of oneness. You may bless it yourself. I bless this food. eat your food. I put white light over this food to cleanse it of impurities. I eat this food. So that's something that all beings can do. All beings have access to this. I'm actually going to add an additional charge to this particular skull for her so she can work with Sheila with her meditations to feel solid and strong with her visions. And Sheila says thank you. And I say thank you to Sheila as well. The laughter comes from Wendy because she is listening to the conversation. And she does get a little giggly with her high vibration, which we kind of enjoy.
I do too. Does Sheila have any special properties? Is Sheila funny? Is there some way, something you can give us some insight into for Sheila?
She is a beautiful being. She does come from Australia, and she brings an energy from Australia. And Sheila actually is Australia. Australia.
Oh, beautiful.
The continent. She is Australia. So when she is connecting with Wendy, that bridge of the crystalline bridge in the energy that Wendy provides as Archangel Raziel brightens and lightens that energy for that country who has suffered so much. With the healing work that we have been doing for the earth, there's so much progress and yet so much still to be done. Small steps. We're taking it small steps, but at the end of the year, the steps will be larger. They will be larger as more higher vibrational energy comes to Earth. The vibrational energy that the team of light workers is providing at this time is magnificent. Continue to trust each of you within your own hearts what you want to bring to the session. If you feel guided to bring it to the core, bring it to the core. If you feel guided to send it to the trees, send it to the trees. If you feel guided to send it to the flying animals and birds of the world, bugs included, they have such a hard life, send it to them as well. So however you are feeling for the moment. Also, I know sometimes there's questions or intentions of different types of music within the group, different types of sounds. Any sound will work. Your own breath. If you are distracted by music and prefer not to listen to it, is more than substantial. There's a air conditioning sound in the room. You can focus in on that and use that energy. Use the energy of the things around you. Accept them, love them, share love with them, as they all have their connectivity to oneness as well.
Dear Metatron, can I ask while you're doing this, is this new guide? Is there a new guide that you can give us insight to today for Wendy?
There is a new guide coming. It is not to be known at this point. Not yet. Oh, we laugh with her.
She's so excited, right? She wants to know now.
She wants it now.
We're human. We love that.
The Charlie and the Chocolate Factory
The gold
reference
ticket.
Veruca salt. Stamping her feet. I want it now. Patience,
Okay, we'll be
as mentioned in the beginning of the session.
okay. And with her new clairsentience, she'll know it when it's there, right? She'll know that.
Yes, she'll hear clearly. We've also been working on her ears for that frequency.
Oh boy.
When, yeah, she's.
That too. I'm having trouble with my hearing. We were talking about that in our group.
Yes. Ask your guides for it. Ask your higher self to allow it.
Did we all
And then trust and believe it is there. We don't realize how much belief is an aspect of your magic. She asked about her magic, and that's where it lies. It lies within you, within your trust within yourself. Your ability is you. You are your ability.
Wow, can we call upon a new guide for our group to trust? Maybe there's faith. Isn't there Archangel Faith we can call upon and ask to help us with this, to know with the deep-seated belief, inner belief?
It is Archangel Gabriel.
Okay.
Androgynous, he, she already assists. Many of us archangels are actually, this is why we discuss divine masculine, divine feminine. We are both. And it's okay to accept more of your masculine or your feminine side. There is no judgment for those who this world judges for choosing to be more their feminine side if they're masculine, or more their masculine side if they're feminine. The important thing is to believe in yourself, trust in who you know you are, love yourself. Love yourself. Do not judge yourself based on man's teachings, humankind's judgments, hundreds of years of submission. Do not judge yourselves on that. Love yourselves. Be kind to yourselves. Love yourselves.
Boy, we could use a little help there. Is there anybody we can call to especially in this?
Archangel Muriel. And you can also use the high vibration of rose quartz. Your crystals are here to help you. If there is any within your healing group that are not already using crystals, at least begin with clear quartz and rose quartz. Others may call to you. You could perhaps be in a crystal shop, shopping, and saying, okay, my guide has been to get clear crystal quartz, at least as a minimum.
Mm-hmm.
There may be others as you look and say, oh, this is pretty. I like that. This is probably your higher self guiding you. Trust that loving intention of wanting to have access to that love from another being. Trust your crystals. They're here to help you raise your vibration, and many do use them.
Beautiful.
She's now seeing the image of a clear crystal tower, very tall, as if you would imagine if you were in Washington, the Needle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
beautiful, almost as if lights shine on it to change its color, its ray. And now purple. The purple is the cleansing, as we all know. The violet light, the violet ray. Does she see her sword? A golden pyramid top with a portal, which looks like blue-green leaves surrounding the top of the pyramid. Not on the pyramid, it's a portal outside the pyramid.
Like a halo? Like going horizontal?
Like a halo, but not above it. It would be more like if the pyramid point that's golden at the base of the golden part of the pyramid in that area. And the leaves, I would describe them as laurel leaves. This is her portal. She has created it. She uses this for interdimensional travel. And is a very large aspect of why she loves plants so much, is of course her aiding in the creation of this world.
Did she create this world?
Yes. Assisted by others, not just her.
I can imagine.
If you can imagine, we angels do like to work in groups. You sense even in your own self how you can be in a meditation by yourself, but when joined with others, the meditation is stronger. The creation comes easier. Which is, of course, why she has such a love for this planet. The rocks, as they were forming, to crystals and beings, each with its own unique vibration, sound vibration, light vibration, words spoken, which is where her light language comes in.
Did she use that as she helped create? She used the light language?
Yes. And then sa kuruera na itchu na naraite tuera pakatnyara ta churuera arapate na narata ta arai ta chukramana sa pai aratati no ratata era pai se. She is toning. When she tones, she raises the vibration of the globe.
Should she do this daily?
She is not yet in her full power here, but she has a knowing about it and is right now with her hand moving, sending these waves out. Her fingers, they're not hot, but they're vibrating, tingling, as if your hand has fallen asleep. And with her breath, she sends it out to humanity.
this part of her mission?
This is one of her gifts and why working with the crystalline grid is so easy and strong for her. Of course it's easy. She put it together.
She has the manual.
She has the keys to the safe.
So that's she was asking about her mission, her work with mystical beings. So this is it. This is a clarification for her.
Yes, and that is correct. All beings look to her. Mm-hmm. This is why she, even though she wants to swat a mosquito and say, go back to the light, she has been refraining from that very much so this year, capturing critters and bringing them to a safe place versus an old inclination of removing them quickly, to sending them to their demise, to put it nicely. But yes, that is her work. And although sending the light language, using it, toning to send it out.
Beautiful. Should she do that on a daily basis? Give a little more insight about how and when she should do that. I mean, how? Yes, you just described it.
She does that when she is out and feels amongst nature. She can do it anywhere, anytime, but there's definitely a stronger connection when she is with nature. Soon, once the new guide comes, it is coming. Be patient. Be patient. When the new guide comes, the toning and the frequency will be at a higher level. At that higher level, the strength will be, instead of 1 man strong, 100 man strong. That 100 man strong is where we are going to begin to move from 3D to 5D. But it's a start, and the start is because as we are oneness, everybody has to be a part. We can't leave this part behind. We can't leave this part behind. They all need to come together. And yes, some may choose or have chosen their demise. Some from the COVID, which many will feel sad about and upset about. And yes, loss on this planet is hard to go through. We understand that. But at the same time, all those lives lost are removing old energy and raising the vibration of this planet. So it's another step. It's another step. When she starts to get her new guide, and when she starts to do the higher toning, many more beings who may be on the verge of awakening will awake. And many other beings who aren't even on this path may be startled. We're trying not to startle them. But they will have that sense of, oh, there is something more. There is something more. It's going to be an interesting journey. It's going to be an interesting journey. Indeed.
It is. May I ask on her behalf about, she was asking about Isis and Ra, and also Melchizedek.
Yes, all past lives, beings that she has worked with before, all on her life's journey, her learning journey in the 3D world. The laughter is her higher self is realizing all the magic that she has, that she's asking about, the mysticism, is her magic as Raziel. Yes, Raziel, keeper of secrets.
Yes, the keeper of secrets.
Her knowledge, her knowing, her secrets.
Wow, if she has all the secrets.
And there's some pun to the C crit.
With an S-E-E?
Yes, C, S-E-E. Yes.
So if she's the keeper of the secrets, so many people she's going to be, that's a very interactive thing, you know? People
Yes.
know the secret.
There are many who want to use them for ill, which of course is why we protect them. But those that are divine with pure hearts, who come and seek and ask Archangel Raziel for intervention, with the pure heart, highest white light in intention, she will assist.
Oh, we'll pass that on to our beautiful group.
Yes.
Thank you for that.
Yes.
Is there anything holding back Wendy's creativity?
The thing that holds her back is time. And although she has used the masters of time to expand or shorten time for some things, we prefer that she does not do that. Therefore, asking to expand her day for more time to be creative is not the best use of her time. She goes from morning to night on, if you will, on. There's a lot of technology that's in your world that, of course, is in our world, in the higher realms. Whereas we talk about getting downloads, getting upgrades. Is the switch on or off? Is the window open or closed? I mean, the window is the most simplest of visualizations, but they are all truth. They are all truths. Come from your heart. Ask from your heart. Clear your heart. As a matter of fact, the work that Raziel is here to do is to work with beings for clearing their heart. Many think, oh, my heart is clear, it's good. There's still so much being held. So much being held from past lives. They come with the soul because the soul remembers. The soul brings it forward.
Little by little.
Yes. Wendy once had a dream, and she was asking about it, inquiring as to, what am I looking at? Where am I? It felt like long hallways, like a hotel room with doors that you pass. Only the doors weren't spacious apart. They were right next to each other with maybe a railing in between. A door, a door, a door, a door, a door.
Oh, wow.
What felt like miles, one direction, and then teared off the other direction, miles. Doors and doors and doors and doors and doors. And then, from one of the doors, out comes a man who's ill, dying. And so she puts this man on a gurney and is trying to go uphill and bring this man to hospital. Then others come, such as what we would think of as firemen, paramedics, come. Of course, they're angelics. Come to help her and say, don't worry, it's an easy load for us. So for her, it was a heavy load to push this body, but unbeknownst to her, it actually was one of her lives leaving and going back to the light. So of course, for the angelic realm, it was an easy transition, but she was still connected with that body, and so was incapable of pushing it at that moment, just at that moment. But it also was a visualization for her because her dream state is very open and very active. So she can also look for messages within her dream state. But that particular dream, with the door being open, the life leaving, going back to source, was more for her to see an analogy of all of her lives. Ongoing, connected, same time. And yes, miles and miles of doors. This direction, that direction, this direction, this direction. And had she looked up,
As well, right?
she may have seen floors and
geez.
floors. We cannot comprehend,
Wow. Okay.
we being third body, the human person, how many levels, dimensions, doors, portals that we have access to. If you have the key to the door,
wow.
and not everyone is allowed access to the keys.
So can she?
But most, I'm sorry, go ahead.
How does that relate to her being so open? Does she need to not open so many doors, or is she just overwhelming herself from morning till night?
She's fine.
Okay, so
we are powerful beings.
Okay.
Think about it. We are so large, so immense. We create worlds. We are the creators. Light is expansive. We are the creators. So putting one small being fractal in one spot, or another in another, one a tree, one a rock, one a male, one a female. Same, you could have other fractals of your same self in this same lifetime on this same planet, multiple lives coinciding as a 3-year-old, a 5-year-old, a 10-year-old, a 20-year-old, a 50-year-old, a 90-year-old.
Amazing.
Which, why sometimes when you dream, when people go into their dream state and they're like, God, I had like this really weird dream. So I was this guy and I was driving a truck back in Prohibition days, and I stopped and there was a guy opening a refrigerator behind him, and it was a block of ice, and he chipped off a block of ice and put it into lemonade for me. And I knew that I had in the back of my truck that I was running in the 20s, when you couldn't run alcohol or serve it anywhere, that I was running alcohol underground in back roads. This dream was actually a dream of Wendy's, and it was one of her consecutive lives from an earlier decade.
Oh, bootlegger.
Yes.
So, is there any way we can identify that when we are in our lifetime, to identify another fractal or part of us? Is that is there a trick to that? Or is it helpful?
It's better for most to go on these journeys during meditation or dreaming. Okay. The reason being is that if you had access to all of this at the same time in this body, in this life, you would struggle with not understanding where you were, what was happening. This is where some people, you think of them having dementia, or you think of them as they've lost their mind because they can't tell what time and space they're in. Right. Many of them are very highly connected and are in multiple times and spaces, and that's what they're experiencing.
Metatron, can I quickly ask, is that what my daughter is dealing with? She has some sort of, they say she's having trouble with, connecting with reality.
Yes.
Part of it?
Yes. This is a fractal of another life, and this is a smaller She's tapped in less here. To if you can imagine,
We help her there. That's not.
if you can imagine an octopus cord of devices all being plugged into one charge source, and one wire isn't as strong. That connection isn't as strong as the main source. So with it not being as strong, her attention, if it's not being highly focused here, is mostly over here on this other cord, right? So this life is more of her living, and this feels like more of a dream to her. It feels like more of a dream. So you have to be very engaging with her to connect with her in this life.
Okay. Could you
and
get
that's
help in that way? I call upon the angels' help because I'm really concerned about
that's some aspect of she needs to do that. So she will need to ask her higher self. I would say the two of you can probably meditate, pray together, hold hands. Holding hands is very healing. It puts you in the now. Breathe. While you're breathing, puts you in the now. Ask to speak with her higher self. When you're speaking with her higher self, or preferably ask her to ask her higher self for a stronger connection into this body, in this presence, in this world, separate from the other being where that has most of her attention.
Okay.
Whew. There's a lot of energy going through her right now, through Wendy, which I believe she's assisting with that. For the future, for when the two of you sit together, because again, it's clearing blocks, right? And so typically we do it with permission. So at that point, when you have her permission and you have her higher self, Archangel Raziel, just call Archangel Raziel in, and that assistance will come to clear that block so that a more clear connection to this location will assist.
Okay, thank you.
And she's doing that work now because she is sweating like crazy.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
So yes, it's all in the now. All in the now.
Hey, can we ask about the new angel I saw today, Raziel? Archangel Raziel.
Yes. So not a new angel, and an existing angel, but the angel is coming into your knowing now. Beings, and our connection, our ability to connect to them is also increasing. So we will all of us, especially this group first, but there are other groups similar to this group. You know, we are similar to the ball with hexagons, the golden ball that we've used in meditation.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Similar to that, think of many cells of those hexagons. We are a hexagon. There are other hexagons that are doing similar work, also raising the vibration. So it's been a large plan to pull them all together so that they're all activating at the same time, like firecrackers, like a fireworks display. We're assimilating all the beings and those raising their vibration so that they all, like a fireworks show, are happening click, click, click.
You're open. So did we get that answer to, is there anything holding back her creativity, and that had to do with time? Is there anything she needs to?
It's just time. She's such a creative being. We laugh at her for that question. Her guides all laugh at her for that question.
Okay, all right, then we'll jump over that one. Any advice about moving forward?
Her meditations are happening dramatically. The activation that we did with Sheila will begin to assist her a little bit further. She's on her correct timeline. She's doing her work. Those that need to come to her are going to start seeing her videos. Her videos are going to start to go like wildfire. They're going to start to burn up the internet and be shared. And a nod of the head to Sophie for starting that, but starting that process is also the beginning of more and others seeing the aspects. And similar to people lining up for Alba, they will do the same for her.
Oh, wonderful. Good. Okay.
She's currently manifesting, and you may find this humorous, she's currently manifesting for a spot on the Ellen DeGeneres show.
Really? Oh my goodness.
So,
wonderful.
yes, so
we're gonna work on that. We can put that in our group. That's gonna happen.
Yes, and she thinks it's just her, but we are planning tag-alongs.
Wow, excellent.
And yeah, so yes, there are many in this group that could certainly come and join, but many also prefer their privacy. But the risk takers in the group may be more open to participating in this type of adventure. And again, it's pulling the right strings at the right time to put the coordination together for it all to gel. So we're in the pulling strings part. We're in the pulling strings part so that it can form.
Synchronize, right? Synchronicity.
Into yes, pulling the strings.
Preparation meets opportunity, right?
Exactly. So.
Good. Okay. And also, she's asking about the dragons. Any news or insight about those dragons, please?
Oh, yes, she does work with her dragon. Her one dragon, Kwanon, is her primary dragon. However, she does work with others. She's part of the warriors. She is part of the warriors.
Okay. Can she embrace that? Does she need any insight there? That warrior
She already knows this. She has also picked many lifetimes of warriors because it suits her. Even in this lifetime, she went and obtained her black belt.
Really?
And then still thinks about going back because of the fight. The fight is so fun. So yes, but the body physically, it is more of a complication for certain bodies to go through and at her age. Not that age is not relevant, but at the same time, 3D brain gets involved, and she's been trying to talk herself back into a younger age, which is working.
Let's do
so stay back to that.
Please, Metatron, help her. Please,
yeah.
Everybody in our group.
Yes, to go back to our magic. To our magic of there is no age and time, and that there is no timeline, and without that timeline, you be your age that you want to be. So, yes, late 20s, early 30s is a wonderful age.
33 for me.
Or as my mother always said, I'm 29, a perpetual 29. And so, yes, let's agree to be there. The fountain of youth, 29.
Thank you so much, Metatron. This has been a gift. Now, this is new for me, so I'm not sure when we're dealing with angelic beings, is there a higher self? I mean, source is really the source, but how, in terms of this sort of a method I use, where I talk to a higher self, would I ask to speak to Raziel's higher self? Does that exist?
Yes, you can ask to speak to others' higher selves in this state.
To be angelic, right? Yeah, even though she's an angel? Okay.
Yes.
All right, so is there any...
And many that are coming to this work now are angels and are here at this time. And they are incarnate so that the babies especially have such a high vibration. And, of course, such a high vibration often comes with a high struggle of reactants to foods and medicines, shots. Yeah, there's a lot of garbage in shots. One of the tasks that we need to challenge ourselves to do is to pull those toxins. And not that somebody who's had a virus before can't assist somebody who's had a pre-virus. It's the other crap they put in there to help it travel through the body, so to speak.
Oh, yeah.
And they being, the pharmacists of the world, the pharmacies, the large company, big companies. And yes, there is still disease on this planet. If there weren't disease on this planet, maybe I would say don't get any shots, but there is still beneficial. You could pray over your child getting the shot, always ask for white light. You can also use the violet ray. You can, Saint Germain is very strong over the violet ray. There are many of us who attune to the violet ray, and ask for that beneficial shot to go through, and for the unbeneficial aspect of this shot to be negated and to not harm the body. I think if more of that is known and understood, that it would be better for all. But again, many of the young are coming in with their knowing already. And as the vibration of the world starts to improve, of this world, of Earth, that much of that will come out and will be knowledge, and people will be angry, rightfully so, to discover the truth. And as the truth becomes more and more known, the demands of proper behavior will become higher and greater. And so there will be changes.
I hope they're soon. I really am.
Yes.
Hoping for that accelerated.
But there's such an aspect of remembering to ask. So, yes, ask.
I ask.
Ask for yes.
We're both here begging. We're begging and pleading.
But even Wendy has been caught where she realized that she was having a struggle of something, and somebody else told her, "Oh, did you ask?" And she was like, "Oh, I forgot. I forgot I could ask," even though she is so highly aware of it. So, yeah, there are those of memory. There is still a human factor. There is absolutely still a human factor. Her crystalline DNA, though, is 100% online, which is why she's got to eat cleanly. She has already been told this from other sessions, that because of the way that her body is able to work proteins, so for example, where many may be able to use a lentil or a bean protein, this body is not made for that type of a protein. It does not react with it. So this means that she needs to have some proteins come from some other source. So we have sent her to fish, or fish to her, so to speak, so she can eat fish as a pescatarian, and she's gotten guidance on that. So that's nothing that's new to her, and she's doing quite well, actually. And the more recent changes that she's had to vegan proteins for her morning drink is very beneficial.
Oh, good. Okay, and she can do it twice now.
She can do this twice. Yeah, the food is, she can do that twice, and maybe have, a few strawberries or a few raisins or oranges, a little bit of salad, to feel like she's, to get past that physical, I feel like I need to eat something substantial. But it is absolutely not necessary. And there have been times where she had just drank water. This has happened a couple times, and she wondered about it, and it is true, where she just drank water for breakfast and lunch, and didn't feel famished, didn't feel hungry, didn't feel what she would call a sugar headache or shakes from not having enough to sustain her body, the physical needs of this body. But as her vibration has been increasing, the physical need for food is also decreasing. So that is where that will bring more understanding to her. That will bring more understanding to her about why that has been more and more. Even now, she's had a single slice of cantaloupe, and some water today, and that's been it. She feels a little hungry at this time, but I don't know what her time is at this time. So,
Okay.
but yeah, but it would be a typical time to. It would be way past a typical time to have had some additional nourishment, and it is not bothering her. So.
Okay, that's good news. That's good information.
Yeah, and it's fine. The body is fine.
Okay, so is there anything else we can help her with today? I mean, how is she feeling? Could you give me some insight on her body right now?
She is buzzing for the body. She's actually buzzing through the legs, energy, like just energy working. She does tend to bring energy up one side in and out the other. So she likes to use her legs for that, for who knows what reason. But she's actually getting a little bit of an upgrade boost, an energy boost from us today. So she's feeling it on her left side of her body.
Oh, good.
And
it's
yeah, and it's a little bit of a recharge because from the work that we did and the release that we did on the body, there was a lot that went out. So we're just giving her a little bit to help sustain her energy for the day, so that she doesn't want to just sleep for the rest of the day.
Okay,
So
yeah, because we have a meditation later. And I really
Yes.
want this to be a good, complete session for there. Is there anything else? I mean, we went through most of the questions she had. Shall we talk to her higher self? Is that necessary? Or how would you guide me at this point?
It's not necessary, but she desires it. So
Okay.
we could do that.
So with great, great love and appreciation, we ask we say that you can receive now, dear Metatron. And we hope to see you again very soon. And I'd like to call for the
Thank you.
subconscious. Oh, beloved, dear friend. And thanks for being there in our group in a big way. It's such a fabulous, dynamic gang, isn't it? Fun.
Thank you, and sending my love and light to you and to the team that works together. As you know, I'm such a strong part of.
God bless, God bless. Okay, with so much love and so much appreciation, we ask all of the beings and scenes and all that we have been formally working with today to receive to the past. And now let's drift away from speaking with Metatron and the scenes that you were seeing, Wendy. We're drifting and floating away from those scenes and from that beautiful visit with Metatron. We're leaving there to carry on their own journey. They will find peace. They will continue doing what he's supposed to be doing. We're leaving all of that in the past to continue onward. And now I would like all of the consciousness and personality of Wendy to once again return to her body and fully integrate back into the body. Now, may I speak to Wendy's subconscious, please?
Yes.
I may ask questions?
Yes.
Thank you so much. With so much respect. I always ask permission first because I know that the subconscious takes care of Wendy's body and does a very good job of it. I also know that the subconscious has the records of everything that has ever happened to Wendy in this lifetime and all other lifetimes that she has ever lived. So I respect the power of the subconscious, and I always ask permission. So may I continue forward and ask questions on her behalf?
Yes.
Okay, so you chose to bring forward this conversation with Metatron today, where we got great advice, and Wendy was able to see some dream work and get tons of confirmation, and also this new aperture with her beautiful new skull, and the information that a new guide is on the horizon. Is that
Yes.
all correct?
That is all correct.
So, dear subconscious, is there any more insight you can give us today in regards to her questions about creativity and the guide and Melchizedek or Isis or Ra and her work
Ra.
with mystical things?
She loves Ra.
Oh, good.
She and Ra. She and Ra had a relationship in a past. They were God beings together. Isis is a sister of hers. They were learning and working with the power of the pyramids. The pyramids are so strong in her. It is a part of her core. She connects as one. She is a pyramid.
She is a pyramid.
Within her own higher soul structure.
Yes, she saw the vision of the gold capped with the laurel halo. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Is there any insight in that regard? Or the obelisk, the crystal obelisk she saw?
She uses them as part of her tools. Metatron has his bag of tools and she has hers.
Oh boy, wonderful.
Dimensional travel.
Dimensional travel.
And the dragons come to protect her so that she does not overstep her bounds.
Perfect. Is there a new way of her to see connection? They were talking about how the bridges are solid. Is there any big picture that she can see in regards to this connection? Is there like a wheel or anything that connects her paths between the skulls or anything that you can give us insight to?
It is light.
Light.
It is light. The invisible rays that you do not see with your mind, with your eye, but may see with your mind's eye.
Okay.
She speaks of the rainbow and the prism light. This is my light.
Okay.
I am the clear being to see through the prism, to see the rays of light in all things. This earth is limited in its ability to see the full aspects of the full color wheel. So much more to see. These experiences will come online soon enough. In an earlier video that she did with the session 4 client, we showed her, prior to that session, a glimpse into the light outside of
Our spectrum.
outside of
The Earth spectrum.
the Earth spectrum. A little peep.
Oh, wow. I'm going to ask her about that.
She was it's just like the same reaction you're having now. Very excited.
This is the best.
It was she could not understand the comprehension of what she was seeing. She was just like, wow, did anybody in the earth other than me see it? Possibly, but it was for her eyes. That was for her eyes. To help to wash doubt that we continue to have, we, human collective, 3D bodies, continue to have with our connection to our higher selves. It continues to be a struggle because once removed from this frame of mind, you go back to your ego self who is there to protect you, which is an aspect of you that you agreed to. So while you are under that protection, it can have doubt or other lower vibration seep into the thoughts of the higher mind. And this is where she struggles with her creativity. She feels the doubt. She feels, and it's not a block, but she feels uncertain as different things will get in her path to slow her down. It is us as her higher self putting little steps for progression for her.
Thank you.
It is, you are very welcome. It is so important for her to not rush forward because we are working on divine timing. And without divine timing, it doesn't work. It doesn't work to the extent that we all want it to work. So we will put little roadblocks at being in the right place at the right time, so to speak. That progress is molasses or liquid or water, where it's quick and easy. And she does manifest pretty fast. When she puts her true intent to it and focuses, it comes quick. So she has no issues with that. But that's where the creativity, quote unquote, block resides. It is us wanting to wait for the proper synchronicities. And so when the flow is, when the law of flow is all together, and I'm giving her Earth terms as the creator of it, when the lava flow all comes together and the streams flow as one, that's when you'll feel supercharged. You won't know what to do with yourself. You won't know what to do with your damn self.
So until then, should she not beat herself up for not doing the creative things?
Exactly.
Okay.
Just relax. Enjoy what you're doing. You don't have to do this work every weekend. Just relax and enjoy your life. The things will come to you in timing. You won't have to ask for people to have a session with me. Come and have a session with me. People will begin asking you. The lining up is already being put in place.
Begging every day. Somebody go under with me. Nobody wants to. I don't know what's.
Yes, and that's an aspect that she has also noticed, where people are unwilling to face themselves. They are unwilling to meet with their higher self for their own guidance, for fear of they may be told to stop eating meat. And they like eating meat.
Yeah.
But again, you are a being that can make your own choices, and the ability to make your own choices allows you to say, you can offer me the guidance, higher self, of don't eat meat. I don't have to take it. It's recommendation, but it's not necessity. And if you begin to bless your food, that's going to have some change to it, as our guide, Archangel Metatron, had mentioned, which is why he came in. He is my primary guide.
Oh, great.
Yes, yes. He really is the spokesperson of the group for Archangel Raziel, me, with our agreed contract over Wendy in this particular life. And not that we're oversouling her, but in conjunction with her as a circle, hands held together in grace. But this is why we struggle to reel them in, even though we're saying, let me help you, let me help you. With this next wave of energy, people will be lining up to say, please help me, I don't understand, please help me. And that's where these sessions are going to be so helpful, because they'll realize that there is a source for them to go to, and that we have put all of these multiple beings of higher vibration into place just for this purpose.
Any other insight you can give for her now that she knows she's well placed, everything's under control, she doesn't have to beat herself up about not being more creative? Does she need to work on her web? Is there anything like you can give her help with there? For her Facebook page or whatever she's working on to reach people? Any advice?
It is charged.
It's
It is charged. It has been, again, we have put it on delay for right timing. It is charged. All of her YouTube conglomerations are becoming one versus multiple pages, not connecting, and that has happened. So some of these sessions are going to start to be released. This information also will be shared.
Okay.
And there are a couple others that she has worked with recently that she is waiting for their permission. They will be giving the permission. So those would also have not just her energy vibration, but the being's vibration attached to it. So others of lower vibration will be drawn to the energy of it. They'll want to watch. They'll feel the love come through on the session. They'll feel the healing. Some may experience their own healing just watching those sessions.
Yes. That's great.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. That is beautiful.
Yes.
Oh, hey, can I ask, just on behalf of our group, a lot of people are worried about, like, some of the group are using other, like Patreon. Like, do we need any advice in terms of social media or where to go, or are we all okay at the moment?
The reason for Patreon is because there is low vibration information that may be shared, keywords that maybe have algorithms attached to them that are stopping the showing of certain videos.
That's on YouTube.
Wendy experienced this once with having some kind of radio in the background, and YouTube said, we cannot use or share this video because you do not have license to use that music in your background. So it's similar to that, where YouTube is looking for key phrases that they want to keep out of the public because it's targeting them, right? So it's almost like we're using their own technology against them, which is the intent. However, which is the intent. However, using an aspect such as Patreon, and actually this is already on Wendy's mind that she needs to open up her own Patreon account.
Okay.
But the YouTube will be for people looking, and then once they've found, then they'll be able to join Patreon.
Okay.
And then Patreon is where more messages, higher content, higher energy will be available to those that are participating, joining, viewing, and a part of that shared energy.
Okay.
So it will come in, yeah, so it will come in at a higher vibration. Yes. And for Neelish as well, which he already knows.
Okay, good.
He's begun his channel, and Wendy has already, she has to double check the connections from this 3D body, but has joined the Patreon for Neelish
Good.
channel. So again, that joined shared energy.
Okay, good. I still have to do that.
And yes, you will know when it is time.
Yeah.
It is early. It has to be built. And the same thing for her. She has to build her Patreon, what she's going to be showing and sharing with others. She's already put a dragon school together online with no content because we're guiding her to do these preliminary steps of what's coming. She will have others that do work on her behalf, where she can be Raziel, as
Razi.
Archangel Medi likes to do with his nicknames, Razi.
So that's so sassy. I love it.
I know, right? I was like, woo! So yes, and Wendy in her 3D body finds it a bit amusing that the majority of representation for Archangel Raziel is a very old bearded man.
What?
But there is one wonderful image which has a little more truth to it, of Raziel being with very wavy red hair.
Nice.
Beautiful light eyes, aqua green. And her eyes are my eyes. They're very close to my eyes. Very close. They're mine. And when people see her eyes, often she'll hear them say, "Oh my God," behind her eyes as well.
Oh, wow.
Us as the we.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Does she need to get a bun then?
This is new, right? This is new. Her hair actually is very wavy as it is. She struggles with it and is getting ready to cut it.
Oh no.
So I know I was encouraging her to grow it longer, to have those beautiful locks like Samson. However, we do understand the aspects of
convenience,
dealing with tangling hair and the 3D aspect of life on the busyness of this planet. So we will cut her some slack.
Okay, so is there anything else you need to get out to her today, or any little delicious nugget, something funny, anything that we can give her today to really help close up this wonderful session, make her feel like, oh, cherry on the sundae?
Cherry on the sundae is working with her crystal skulls, really.
Yay.
That is the most magnificent gift that she has, because, and she's explained this, we've already explained it to her, she is knowledgeable about this, so this is not new to her, but it's the nugget that she's wanting, because there's the high vibration and low vibration, and the skulls bring up to the angelic, and I am the angelic, and so my vibration also comes down to the 3D, And as it meets, this is where the work is happening. This is where the work is happening. And so these beautiful little skulls have their true purpose to help to raise those who are on their journey, to raise their vibration. They help raise their vibration for that temporary point so that the clearings, the blocks happen, and they're able to connect with their higher self, which Wendy is actually doing the clearing of the blocks. The crystalline conclave, as it were, helps her with that, of course. She'll ask them and they will add their energy. This is truly helpful for those who have had maybe no experience with becoming aware of their higher self or any other aspect of their auric being. And so that's where myself, as Archangel Raziel, step in and I do that work. So she knows that in the 3D body she has instant access to me, which is why the Zoom sessions are an easy connection for her, because all the work is here in the astral. It's not, although yes, the physical body will experience, the work is being done here and here and here.
Okay, a little bit
in the galactic, in the galactic realms.
Okay.
So
is there visual you can give her, like when all those skulls are together and that meeting takes place? Does she have a visual there? Is it like a wheel and she's in the middle, or is there something?
She has already had that visual, and she is a transformer. Okay. You may think of it in electrical terms.
Oh, cool.
So she is the energy powerhouse of transforming, changing energies from a lower level to a higher level, and a higher level to a lower level.
Okay, so a transformer.
Yes, so she is the transformer. The coils wrapped within her here and here.
Cool. Can I ask a quick question about the grid here in Madrid? I've been doing grid work. Is that connected to the crystal grid? Is that what I'm?
I already have a crystal grid in Spain, as my brother is there.
Who's your brother?
And my brother is Eric Castle, and he is with Stone, the name correctly. It will be at the end of her videos. Okay. Stone Castle Productions. I am just corrected to knowing that completely.
Okay.
And he has, of course, been learning more on his journey of watching and editing her videos, because he also will be doing work. So that's a little bit of news.
Oh, great.
But
are we connected through the grid there? Wendy and
you are connected to my grid. Yes.
Okay, good.
A way for you if you want to expand your grid. If you have been setting crystals and putting them down, the next time you go to set crystals, invoke Archangel Raziel.
Okay.
And when you invoke Archangel Raziel, ask permission to step onto my grid.
Okay.
So similar to us using the white and gold light for the divine grid,
so
asking to step onto my grid.
Okay, so which grid am I on? I'm not even quite sure which. I thought I was
crystalline, the crystalline grid.
Okay, I'm on the crystalline grid, and then there's different aspects of the grid that belong to you, for example. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, there's aspects to it. I didn't know.
Correct.
That's cool. And do you have a favorite?
I mean, just like every spider, it's kind of like just like every spider has its web, right?
Yeah.
Every angel has its work.
Oh, cool. Do you have a favorite crystal
whether it's
put down for you?
Crystal quartz, clear.
Clear.
If you could do a piece of clear crystal quartz.
Okay.
Because of course prismatic rainbows occur with clear crystal quartz, even if they're in the ground.
Yes, bingo. Got it. Okay, thank you.
So, and if you like, you can have it near your home somewhere. Ask a tree to guard and protect it. If you want to use something more than a pebble size, if you want to use something a little larger,
Okay, yeah, I know
But
exactly where.
it's but it's your intent, your intention.
Okay, is there anything else before we say goodbye tonight? Would you like to do a scan of Wendy's body? Give her a little calibration.
Her body is clear. She only is waiting for the further upgrade, if you will, of the
The
connective
affirmation.
wires for the vision. Yes, it'll take her about 3 days, maybe 4,
Okay.
a week at the most.
All right.
Oh gosh, she heard that her ego was starting to step in, and she heard that and went right to the Princess Bride movie with Miracle Max and the miracle pill to to bring him back awake. 2, 3 days, maybe a week.
Like what? What? That was 3 days. Should she do anything special until then? Should she take it easy?
She's similar to her own sessions that she does for clients.
Okay.
It's getting harder for us to speak as her ego self is starting to try to jump back in.
Pipe down, Wendy.
Similar to her working with her clients, she knows to drink water and to relax. And she's on the boat this weekend, so she will be able to do that. So, which is why we bring her here to the water to begin with, to walk through the sand, to step into the water, and then she connects so much stronger with the grid, and then the grid will support her. This is a new tidbit for her. She likes it.
That's a good tidbit.
She knew that she was connecting. She didn't know that she was connecting. That she thought she was helping them. They are helping her.
She's
Yes.
received. There you go. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Beautiful, beautiful higher self, Wendy. Thank you so much for being
Thank you.
with us today. It was such a joy.
Thank you.
So much. And so now kicking back into the method here, I'm going to say with so much love and so much gratitude now, I am asking the subconscious to receive to where it belongs with so much love and so much thanks for help. The help and the information it has been giving Wendy today. She's going to really appreciate it. And I also want the entities from the other conversations, the images, and all the rest that we were speaking in to also recede into the past, into the time where they belong, with much love and with much thanks for the information they have given. And remember, the things you were watching are from another dimension and from the past, and they belong there. We will leave them there in the past. We only brought them forward as a curiosity to learn from, to have information to help with the present lifetime. And in that way, they are valuable and to have importance. But as Wendy listens to the recording and goes over the material and puts it all into place, it will not bother her in any way, mentally or physically. And that's very important. It will not bother her in any way, mentally or physically. Now, in a few moments, I'm going to count to 10. And on the count of 10, you'll be wide awake, feeling fabulous, wonderful all over, really rested, as though you've had a nice nap, a nice sleep. You will feel truly rested and refreshed. And anytime you do this, it will always be an enjoyable experience. Now, before we come up, I'd like to remind you that you're there in your house. It's the 20th of June, 2020. You've had this wonderful experience, and now you're coming back into your body. And now follow me as we go up. And on the count of 10, You're going to be feeling fabulous all over. Now, 1, you're beginning to breathe a little faster. 2, your blood is beginning to circulate a little faster because you're beginning to wake up now. 3, you're becoming aware of the physical body. 4, very aware of the physical body. You can move your arms and legs around to get the muscles working and the blood circulating, because it gets tiring laying in one position like that. You're getting everything moving now because you're very much aware of the physical body. Very good. You're focused on it now. 5, you're beginning to wake up now. 6, you're becoming aware of the sounds in the room and the sounds outside of the room. You're very much aware of your physical surroundings. You're oriented back here in this time and this place because you're beginning to wake up now. 7, you're coming up very nicely now. 8, very nicely now. 9 and 10, wide awake. Wide awake. 10, you're feeling wonderful all over. Welcome back.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
That was, oh my God, the energy
What
in
the
my
heck?
house. Oh my God, it's like pumping hot. My house is like filled with heat.
Oh my gosh.
How about you? Are
I
you all
just
hot?
realized how cold this room is.
Is it cold?
That-
You weren't
I
cold.
was not cold whatsoever. And there was one point where we talked about joining that I started sweating. I was like, wow, what is happening right now? And then, yes, and yeah, the connection for you and your daughter. Yeah,
You were burning
that
up.
that was cool. My eyes kept watering, and I kept getting kind of flashes of images happening, and I could feel like my breath. It's like my breath was happening to like bring it into me. Gosh, it was really.
You were breathing so deeply, and you were also you were physically getting downloads and receiving stuff. It was so fun to watch. It was so great.
Yeah, that was
magical.
incredible.
It was a total privilege. Thank you so much for letting me watch.
Thank you so much for your time.
It was a pleasure. Are you crazy? I can't imagine anything better than talking to angels. That's the greatest. Are you crazy? What to top that? My God, it's the best Saturday night I've had in a long time. And look who's
Thank you.
Look who was here the whole time. There's my little Duke.
Oh yes, hi Pumpkin.
He was here the whole time.
Wow.
Except when it started getting really hot.
He's like, I'm out. Peace out. He's like, it's a little much. And
okay, so I'll let you come down. And one great thing is you've got that fabulous connection.
Right? I was like, oh, that makes sense. So I'm super excited about that.
And that's going to harken in the next guide.
Yeah.
Isn't that great? Crazy. How they were saying step by step, you know, it's so funny because sometimes in these sessions I'm like, hey, could you speed it up? Right? You know, like I'm like, can you do that quickly? And it's good to hear like, hey, we got it. It's all divine timing, so we can't really and sometimes just we get
right, and that we just totally get in our own head about why isn't this happening for me?
Yeah. Or just in general, like I was like, come on, you know, when the hell are we gonna? You know, they keep saying when we get to the 5D and 5D. It's like
5D is everybody. 5D is everybody, though, not just us. And then, and this I just know this because of my connection. We do get glimpses of 5D. That time where you like when you like drive over to a store and you're like, why is there like nobody in this parking lot? Like that kind of a moment, and you're like, and it just feels odd to you, like you feel, or like you're walking and you feel like you're the only person on earth. That kind of moment.
Yes,
that's what the 5D feels like. It's a glimpse. It's a glimpse of glimpse of what's to come, because you feel like super peaceful, and all of a sudden your ego pops up and goes, "Hey, something's not right here.
Where am I? Why isn't there a problem here? Like, why,
Yeah.
where's the friction? Oh my God,
That
that was
was
so excellent.
also super cool to find out that
Yes,
this is
Sheila.
Australia. What?
That's Australia. I love Australia. God bless. Can I say to Sheila something?
Yes.
Sheila, I see beautiful parts of you every time I walk through the Prado Museum. That beautiful ochre, the ochre that all the Renaissance painters painted with came from Australia. It's
Gorgeous.
sacred, and I see it manifested even here.
I hear thank you. I hear thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Beautiful ochres, and it was in style last season.
Wonderful.
So lovely, Sheila.
Wow.
And I like how the flatness of her head refers to Ayers Rock. You know how Ayers Rock is that big flat?
No, I had no idea.
There's a big flat plateau in the middle of Australia.
So interesting. I'm showing her in her.
Look at her. She's pretty. She's like, what's that color? It's like a cornelian or corallian?
It's kind of like a gray. It's a gray, and it's a geode.
And the white part on top is like what?
You can see.
It's like the skin part.
Geode. And the white is like a clear crystal.
Hey, Wendy. Yes, look behind there. That's like the part that's getting connected for you in your head. The back part, remember?
Oh. Oh, wow. That was a knowing that just came to you. That's so very interesting.
Yeah, and also the gray. Do you remember the Gray Valley was erased?
Oh, right. That is so crazy.
That's all bye-bye now. You got to pass. There's a lot of...
You know what's funny, too? When I thanked the seller of this skull, she said, oh, my gosh. She goes, that skull got to you so fast. She goes, normally it's been taking like 8 weeks. She goes, it's hardly been even like 5 weeks. And I go, huh, that's a curiosity. I said, it apparently needed to get to me for this session.
It was trying to make it in time. Like, I got to get there.
Yeah. And I mean, literally, it showed up yesterday and 2 days ago. 2 days ago?
Sheila. Ask her. Sheila.
Yeah.
Welcome here. I'm your new friend too. I'm so happy to meet
She's
you.
Like, hello.
What does Sheila think about my drawing today that I just did of the nuns? The skull with let's
get her energy for that and see.
Okay, because I'm so interested. I mean, I really don't know a lot about the skull, so it's fun. You've got a virgin here. You can tell me all of the juicy about that. It's so fascinating. I can feel the energy. I can sense it. But the whole idea that
she asks, why were you inclined to draw that? Who were you connecting with when you drew that?
Well, I thought it was interesting that they use it as a mirror. Like when you look into the mirror and you see your face, instead of looking into the mirror, you see the skull.
So I imagine somebody was already tapped in. Yeah, I imagine.
That was the nun. Sorry, that was the
nun.
Oh,
wow.
Do you want to see her?
So do you like to go? Yeah, I was like, oh, wow. So.
Hold on, let's find the skull. There she is.
So you like to go and like draw the art that's there? I like to do that too.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Because I remember it easier. I see it more. When I draw it, I have to like the lines, so it kind of goes in better. Ask Sheila what she thinks about the headpiece.
She said the eyes, look at those eyes. She said the eyes are like my eyes. Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at the similarity.
Wow. It is cool. Was I looking at her or an aspect of her today? In that picture? Or what's the link here?
When did you draw that photo?
Just today, about 8 hours.
Just today. Yeah. Yep. I felt us linking earlier today, so that's very curious.
Yeah.
You look at her chin here. Pull the drawing up a little bit more for the.
It's a little bit long in the chin. See?
Yeah.
You're kind of squared off there too.
Yep, it is definitely squared off.
And it's funny because it was a wider skull. I have to say it's wider, but I drew it more like Sheila. Isn't that funny? Because as I was drawing, I'm like, oh, she should be wider. Like wider.
There's a habit. Look at the habit on the drawing of your drawing.
Yeah, it's a habit. It's a nun's habit.
Look at the habit. But look
We're having a wrinkle in time here. The teeth are better. Sheila, you have way better teeth.
Look at how the banding of the habit looks like a crown. Look at how it looks jagged. Do you see it? Look at your drawing. How there is, if you look at the banding on top of her head, peaks, and see how there's like the
oh my gosh,
what's supposed to be the veil. See what I'm talking about now?
It was like the wrinkle. It's like the fruncida. What do we call that? The gathering.
So what you're saying, So what you're saying is the wrinkles for the gathering for the headband for the thing is the
it's like is this is the Ayers rock. Oh my
god,
I love that.
The crowning.
But Sheila, I think you have better teeth. You have better teeth now.
Yes.
Look at this poor teeth. Yeah, this one only has a few. There's not. Let me check out your nose, Sheila. Let me check out your nose because it's.
And her nose is it's very triangular and.
Yeah,
there's definitely an opening.
Okay. Oh, I love this. That's so funny. Because when I'm drawing, I wonder often, hey, Sheila, ask Sheila if she'll be my drawing friend.
Will you be her friend? Of course. Okay. Connect to me, connect to Australia. We can use your light.
Okay.
We can use your light and love.
All right, I'm coming, baby. All right, I'm with you. Especially when I'm in that museum where they use ochre from Australia. It's so beautiful and magical.
That's awesome. She says, share with me, being myself, Wendy.
With Wendy. Okay, I'll share with you happily. Joyously. And we have
with me any aspects of Australia. It will strengthen. Yeah, it will strengthen our connection and yours as well. So yours, as in you and like you. I gotta settle down. As in, I was like egg, but yours and mine. So yeah.
Oh,
so
interesting. Okay, that's yet to be revealed.
Which
and so,
I find interesting too.
You know what? We have a ton of messages for our group too. Did you hear them?
Oh gosh! I haven't seen any of them.
A whole shitload of them. So many of them.
It's gonna be like 100 to catch up on.
Well,
so but we all get going.
Yeah, and we're going to add another 100 more because you got a ton of information for the group.
Oh my gosh!
With Metatron, because Metatron's our guy. Isn't that funny?
It is so funny.
There was not even. It didn't even miss me. There was Metatron. Boom.
I did not expect him to come through at all. Not at all. So
no?
That was no. I was expecting like because I was asking about Isis and Ra, and the last time I worked with Ra, I mean, he was a chatterbox. So I totally was like expecting him to like be the guy to come through, and then ta-da! Here comes Metatron. But he had a lot to say, and I think it's funny that they keep telling me slow down, like. It's coming, like that reminder to me, that reminder of it's okay, just accept it for its own pace and not to get antsy in our own head, so, which is amazing.
Ooh.
Thank you.
You know what else, Wendy? There was, oh my God, it was so beautiful. The, all the different tips too, he was giving you. Like he was telling you about, she's seeing this is over here, these things are happening, there was just so much detail. There was so much like I didn't have to ask any questions. He just sat there and boom, 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 boom. Information.
He was apparently on